Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ultimus. Another fitness vlog. Today we're going to be talking about some stuff that's been on my mind. I just finished my Saturday morning workout and decided, since kind of fitness was fresh on my mind and it's kind of where my mind and body are at right now, I figured it might be a good time to sit down and talk about some stuff that has been on my mind regarding fitness. About 2-3 weeks in now to my reverse diet, and that is going very, very well, I think. Overall, pretty happy with it. I mean, definitely better than the alternative of switching back to eating 3,000 plus calories a day from only eating about 2,300, give or take. I can't remember exactly where I was at. And then putting on a ton of body fat pretty rapidly. So I'm overall pretty happy with so far how it's been going. Slowly being able to eat more. I'm definitely feeling stronger, fuller. There's definitely days where it's hard to fight the urge to just go crazy and binge because, hey, I'm bulking and I'm trying to put on muscle, so we just eat whatever we want. It's okay. Definitely having a couple days like that, but I feel like that's no different than dieting as it is, where you just have days where you just crave food and you just want all the food and you're just like, I will consume an extra large pizza, a chocolate milkshake, a burger, and fries right now because I can. But again, slowly building back up to a high caloric intake, I think in the end will be worth it. And my mentality on that right now still is that I really don't have much to lose, which kind of, I guess, segues into the main point of what I wanted to talk about, and that's really the importance of consistency, I think. What really sparked this kind of thought process was I had an opportunity to sit down and talk with an old friend and regular from my days of working at, and the funny thing is she didn't even recognize me, or she didn't remember me working there. She didn't really remember me from those times, and that's not something that I'm not necessarily unfamiliar with. I'm used to people that I've known for a long time kind of walking right past me or simply just not recognizing me. If you guys watched the first fitness vlog I did, I showed a couple pictures of kind of where I started compared to where I'm at now. And I guess that's kind of a different story or a different vlog for a different time, kind of my overall weight loss journey and fitness journey, where I started and stuff like that. So if you want to check those pictures out, you can check out the original fitness vlog, and I'll post a link to it somewhere in here, one of these places in the corners. But she was talking about, and the question you'll always get if you went through any kind of dramatic change, and this is not exclusive to fitness, of course, you'll get it any field. Anytime you've had any relative success with anything is, well, how did you do it? Especially if you're talking with someone who wants to achieve the same goal as you, or somewhere in the same relative, spectrum, you'll always get the question, well, how did you do it? How were you able to be successful with this? Because I think anytime you're striving for success in anything, you're always going to have obstacles. That's just inevitable. I'm not preaching anything that anybody watching this doesn't already know. High school is an obstacle. Getting your first job is an obstacle. Trying to find a job is an obstacle. Trying to get through college is an obstacle. That's just the nature of things. And so, we were talking about some of the things I did: dieting, exercise, the programs I used, and stuff like that, and keeping the weight off despite, and then losing it again and putting some back on and losing it again and all that stuff, intentional, of course. But the one big thing I kept going back to, and the one thing that I continue to tell people, and that I continue to remind myself on, sorry, it's a little bit groggy here, was consistency. Consistency is the most important thing, I think. Anybody, and I think if you talk to anybody in the fitness industry, you talk to anybody who's gone through weight loss, you talk to anybody who has gained a ton of muscle, you talk to anybody who is invested in the livelihood, the health and well-being of people in this social circle, this subculture we call, the fitness world, they'll tell you consistency. It's the consistency with exercising, consistently working out 4 to 5 times a week more. Whichever program or style fits kind of your lifestyle, your interests, and is able to actually address all areas of bodily function, I think, as far as, muscle groups and cardio and strength and endurance and all those things like that. Consistency with the diet, consistency with, planning ahead and prepping meals if you can, or at least planning ahead to where you know what you're going to do and be eating, calculating stuff out, being prepared, having a plan, knowing how many calories you can intake a day, how many of those, how that breaks down with your macros and things like that. And, I think that's why I loved If It Fits in Your Macros and flexible dieting so much. I did that this time around, and I felt like I had such a wonderful success with that. If anything, it was less mentally taxing, because I think when you go into dieting and you talk about dieting with people so often, there's the mentality of, oh, you can't eat this and you can't eat that because this and this is bad. And there's a level of truth to that, because obviously you're not just going to be sitting around eating cookies all day. And I mean, if that was the case, heck, more people would do it, right? I'd be all about that life, just eating chocolate chip cookies and shoot, oh man, now I want a cookie. But with, it's not so strenuous as you can't have those things ever. It's just the amount that you consume, the consistency of what does the rest of your diet look like. My basic rule was always 90-10. My diet 90% of the time is going to be on point. My diet 90% of the time is going to be, XYZ, fitting in my macros and my calories. And then I gave myself that one day a week for a refeed where I intentionally ate more calories so I could kind of get something to jumpstart me for the week. And then, but with flexible dieting, what was really cool was that, I had X amount of calories for the day. So let's say I had 2,300 calories for the day. In those 2,300 calories, I get 250 grams of protein, about 140 grams of carbs, maybe 65 grams of fat. And this isn't exact, I'm just, guesstimating numbers and things like that. But, in that, I've got most of my meals and what I'm going to eat, for the most part, planned out for the day, because I typically keep a pretty consistent, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever type of mentality. I'll eat pretty much the same stuff because I'm usually pretty good at that. It doesn't bother me. But with flexible dieting, the beautiful thing was that if I could fit it in my macros, there's nothing wrong with eating it. So if that cookie that I really, really wanted looked really good, and I was like, hey, I want that. And if it could fit for the day without going over, yeah, go for it. And doing flexible dieting and treating it that way, rather than just, oh no, I can't have that. That's one cookie is going to sabotage my entire month's work of exercise and workouts and fat loss. And no, it's not how it's going to work. It was just the most mentally relieving, I think, version of dieting I have ever done, just with the consistency. Because in the end, on the flip side, of course, there's no magic pills, there's no magic food, there's no super perfect food that's going to cause you to lose weight. It's just not how it's going to work. Anybody who sells you that and tries to get you on that mentality is just full of crap. And I feel like I know there's enough people out there who actually know what they're talking about, more or less, that would back me up on that one, so I can say that pretty confidently. And so again, where does that leave you? Consistency in your diet. Consistency in not going crazy with your fat and carb intake, keeping your proteins high, making sure you're exercising, and with that, and then you'll see success. And I feel like the principle plays itself out in every other area of life: high school, job, college, career, relationships, consistency. Consistency. Even, looking at it from a gamer's perspective, of someone who's been playing games this whole life, how do you get good at video games? Yeah, one particular game, how do you get good at WoW arenas? How do you get good at WoW PvP? How do you get good at Smash Brothers? Whatever your game is, pick your game, doesn't matter. The basic principle remains the same, is consistency. Keeping consistent, keeping practice, understanding you're not going to get it perfect every time, understanding you're probably not a prodigy, so you're going to have to work hard, and that's okay, because in the end, it's worth it. And I can honestly say it has been worth it. And I wouldn't go back and do it any differently. Despite lack of support in so many areas and things that I wish would have been different, but that's a different vlog for a different time. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because the consistency was worth it. And the consistency, I think, was the biggest help to me. Because in the end, I knew, if I didn't hit my diet or my macros spot on this day, it's okay. I did good the last couple days, and I'll get it good tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. One screw up or one day where I ate a little bit more than I should have wasn't going to end me. In the long run, it might even benefit me too, because I've got a few more calories to work with, some more energy, and I can push through an extra workout or whatever it is. It's keeping yourself positive and keeping consistent. But anyways, I've rambled on enough about this. It's just something that was kind of on my mind. I don't even know if this is going to be useful, helpful to any of you, or worth your time, but I hope it was. So if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for fitness vlogs, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you guys if you guys are interested in this sort of thing. Again, as always, it's something that's very a big part of my life and something I'm very passionate about. So I am definitely looking for ideas on how to incorporate this more into the channel. I'm working on getting together a kind of a script and idea for a video of how to put together your own at-home fitness regiment, more or less, or I guess not even regiment, but essential equipment I think you'll need, and things that are very helpful to working out at home if you can't afford a gym membership, or just don't want a gym membership because you don't want to share equipment, or you're a little bit shy to go out and exercise around a bunch of other people. I get it. So definitely debating putting that together, probably sometime next week. I'm looking at getting that out. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.